Shipley. Go ahead with questions.
Will, you got started last week, 51-yard run. Talk about the role the offensive line played in that play in particular.
Yeah, it was huge. Just was really patient going up to the line of scrimmage and found a little crease right behind Marcus Tate. Took it, both backers kind of spread out, so just had a straight shot up the middle. Got a finish. Did a bad job, holding top end speed there. I was looking left and right. I've tried to be focused on the end zone and myself, holding my form. So I was a little disappointed by that, but really happy to start the game off with a big play.
It was your former teammate Mustafa that caught you, right?
Yeah.
Did he have any words for you after that or after the game?
Yeah. We talked after the game. Not about that in particular, but just really happy for that kid. Started off at Richmond, wasn't really highly recruited, but you see what he's doing at Wake Forest. Really, really good Power 5 program. So he's got some burners on him. Not as much as I remember, but I was really happy for him and proud of him.
Will, talk to me about that game-tying touchdown there in the fourth quarter, where you reach across the goal line. Kind of a fine line, a tightrope to walk, right? Because you don't want to fumble the ball at the goal line like we've seen many times before. How dicey is that? How sure are you? Do you have to be of yourself that you're not going to lose control of the ball?
Yeah, it's something that kind of just happens instinctually. Something that, like you said, it is dicey, especially for it to be. I know it wasn't fourth down. I forget if it was second or third down, but just always got to keep possession. And really the only time you should be reaching the ball out is fourth down. So, that's a mistake on my part, but glad that it turned out the right way.
Well, I know you've had some family members that went to NC State, correct?
Yes, a lot of them.
Does that make it kind of odd or weird, or no?
I think it did, especially early on in the recruiting process. There's a lot of pressure to kind of be funneled to NC State. My parents always did a great job of making sure they were never thrown in their bias. Both of them are graduates, 26 graduates on my mom's side from NC State. So we've definitely got Wolfpack in our blood, but it's a little awkward early on. But I think they've kind of learned and adapted. That I'm all in. I'm a Clemson Tiger. So.
Did both your mom and dad go to NC State?
Mm-hmm, yes, they did.
Okay. Has NC State now emerged as maybe Clemson's biggest rival?
I wouldn't throw the name rival out there to just about anybody but South Carolina. But they're definitely a really, really respected opponent for us. And coming in top 10 matchup in the Valley, it's something that we're looking forward to. And it's been a really, really good matchup the past couple of years. With the exception of one or two. So we've just got to take the momentum from last week as an offense, as a team, and just build off of that.
We've got wrenching loss in Raleigh last year, double overtime. You were injured in that game. Cost you the playoff, cost you an ACC title. How much has that sat with y'all for the past year?
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. Just the series of events when you just didn't finish, and it's something that you saw us do on Saturday against Wake Forest. We were confident going out there that we were going to put the ball in the end zone and the defense was going to come up with a big stop. And then like I said, it's something we didn't do against NC State last year. So just kind of going into it, I felt like we were not fully prepared mentally, physically. And this year it's different. We're going into it and giving ourselves the best hand to do our thing, and that's what it comes down to is just now the players making plays.
You mentioned 26 family members on your mom's side that went to NC State. Any of those that you think will be rooting for NC State, maybe rooting for you, but also rooting for NC State Saturday?
Yeah, I think there'll be a culmination, but there'll definitely be a good amount, rooting for the Wolfpack. That's one thing I've come to realize is, I think they're all cheering for me, no question. But when you're talking about, my mom's side of the family, they're diehard Wolfpack fans. So, I'm not too involved in it, don't want to be too involved in it. But yeah, I'm sure a bunch of them will be supporting Red on Saturday. Yeah. Just trying to get as many people here as possible. I know you guys know it's a tough game to get tickets to. But yeah, trying to get as many people here as possible.
Have you turned any of them into full-on Clemson fans?
Yes, yeah, there's definitely a few. To be able to flip them to full on Tiger fans is a great feeling. Could kind of feel like the recruiter myself. But no, it's good, and still got all the love for them in the world. That's just who they grew up cheering for. So.
Will, you had some pretty strong comments in the preseason about how badly you wanted to see DJ succeed this year. I know it's only 4 games, and that's not a whole season, but how much have you enjoyed watching him have this success and flip the narrative?
Yeah, it's just coming to fruition, and nobody deserves it more than 5. He's as everybody's attributed to. He's just put his head down and he worked, and he got the most criticism out of anybody. Not only on our team but maybe even college football last year. I mean, it was insane, just the amount of trash coming his way, and he's done such a great job of just putting in the work, and I think we can all see that it's paying off. And the game he had last week, and then you talk about just him getting better every week, week in and week out, wanting to continue to improve, confidence growing, so many things that go into it. But being in the backfield with 5 has been a fun thing to do this season, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Well, after the big run on the first play of the game, it seemed like the running game was kind of inconsistent, some good and some bad. Just kind of what did you see from your perspective there over the last three and a half quarters or so?
Yeah, I would say Wake Forest did a great job. I think after that play, they kind of decided that we were gonna have to beat them through the air if we wanted to beat them, which it's a good decision on their part in my eyes, and I'm totally fine with that. Putting the game in 5's hands is what we want to do. We have the confidence in him, but in terms of the running game, weren't getting off as well as we wanted to. I was making some errant decisions. Got to be a little bit more patient, especially with the inside zone. So there's plays to be made there that weren't fully being made, but at the same time, Wake Forest did a great job of stacking the box, making sure that no gaps were left unopened, and doing a great job coming off the edge too. Anytime I would cut back or break it outside, number 9, I felt like number 9 was there every single time. Just diving at my knees. So this is just a great job by Wake Forest to kind of switch the game plan, after the first play.
Maybe not as much with Wake Forest, but just in some other games this year, and even last year, some when he was healthy, do you feel it's with DJ's ability to run the ball, can you feel teams kind of sometimes keying in on him? Does it open things up for you sometimes with that read?
Yeah, definitely 100%. Just having to respect it. I think we felt it most against La Tech because they did a great job of mesh charging, and DJ did a really good job of just extending the mesh and making sure to make the right decision. So yeah, teams have to respect him running the football. I'm not sure. I think is a little over 5 yards a carry as a quarterback, and he's getting the carries too. So to see how he's run the ball and that he's willing to also take that weight, put it on his shoulders has been great to see, and I think it's definitely opened up opportunities for the backfield.
This is a play that didn't actually really go anywhere, but I saw a little replay. Antonio Williams screen, you blocked a guy like into the defensive back huddle. Did you realize after in that moment that I pushed him a little too far, or did you just not really realize?
Yeah, it's kind of half and half. During it, I don't even know what's really going on. I'm out there playing football, and one thing about me, I got one speed, so that's just how I'm gonna play. But when I was pushing him into the defensive huddle on the sideline, this one kind of kicked in. Like, all right, I should probably relax and be a smart football player here. That's one thing with me is that's what you're gonna get. You're all every play, and I think one narrative that I've kind of been wanting to reverse and deflect is that I can't block. I'm a 3-down back, and I'm gonna go out there. I can run the football in between the tackles. I can catch it, and I can block people. It's a narrative I want to be switched around, and I can't continue to put things on film that say otherwise.
The fact that y'all have Kobe and Phil able to be productive in the run game, share carries with you, how much does that help you have fresh legs late in games and in overtime? As opposed to having to carry the ball, 25, 30 times yourself.
Yeah, it's huge to be able to put 26 and 7 in there, and for them to hold the standard up and to be able to do what they do, and not only me giving them a rest, but vice versa as well. And to be able to play the whole fourth quarter, go into overtime, and not ever feel like I've been overused or that I was banged up, beat up, is a great feeling, and something that I think we'll be able to use to our advantage later in the year.
Are there things you want to see yourself improve on, pass blocking
Yeah, there's always plays that you can look back at. Pass blocking, I think, go straight to La Tech. Will linebacker caught me off guard one time. And then, you're talking a draw play, and I don't get silver to the linebacker, so I'm just sitting back there waiting for the ball. He's blitzing. I'm not sure what to do. I make a little play on him. But, yeah, I would say just, 3 consecutive ones there where I've just got to step up into the pocket and take the hit off of DJ. On my cuts, I think sometimes I'm going a little too low, need to hit it the thigh pad rather than below the knee. But I'd say those are really it. And I think other than that, I've done a good job of protecting our quarterback, and it's something I take pride in. So something that I don't take lightly. But yeah, I can always improve in it and can always get better in it. And I think just continuing to catch the football out of the backfield. I think one play against Georgia Tech, running a flat, just kind of lost it midair, and that's one of the ones I got to bring in. But other than that, I felt really comfortable catching the football this year, and look forward to kind of expanding it and maybe getting some more opportunities here in the future.
Probably going to be a lot of rain on Saturday. How difficult is it to keep those pressure points on the ball and keep from coughing it up?
Yeah, it's definitely something that we have to emphasize this week as running backs, as ball carriers. You've got the points of emphasis, and you've just got to always be conscious. And I think that's the biggest thing is to never let your guard down, because it's always the defender you don't see. Cliche, but it's very true. And if you've just always got it in the back of your mind and you're always thinking about it, and you see all the defenders around you, then you're able to protect that football, and it's going to be a huge part of the game this weekend.